At the start of the season, the Haunted Titans were given a new exotic in the form of the second chance, where we were able to throw a second throwing shield whenever we had it equipped. But it really just wasn't that solid of an exotic from the get-go, and it just kind of felt really lackluster all around. But after the update of Season of the Deep, it got a bit of a buff, and we decided to make a build out of it. What's going on, everybody? Birdman here with another Titan build. Make sure you follow me over on YouTube and Twitter at Birdman778. Give a thumbs up, subscribe, become a member, give a super thanks to the channel. And yeah, just let me know down below what are some other setups you were interested in seeing for Titan. But until then, let's hop right on in. Now, like always, we're going to start with looking at the exotic itself, the second chance exotic gauntlets. Myrmidon's Reach is the armor perk, and it reads: gain a second charge of your shield throw melee. Your shield throw melee now weakens targets and becomes shield piercing, stunning barrier champions. When you stun a barrier champion with your shield throw melee, you gain a melee charge. Now, before we didn't have that extra thing for the barrier champion. It would stun barrier champions, but we wouldn't get the shield back, and it did not have that initial weaken effect. So now it's a little bit juicier across the board, and comboed with, you guessed it, the Monte Carlo. We have a really solid, just all around mobbing. I would say like Nightfall build here. Monte Carlo is going to essentially make sure that we are getting our melee back as much as we humanly can. We just do damage, and it gives us melee energy, and we have a chance to get a full charge on kill. So definitely make sure you are mowing down the mobs of just like thralls and just like easy targets, just for that chance to get both your charges of your melee back. When it comes to our subclass for the super, I recommend Sentinel Shield. It recently got a bit of a buff, so go ham, throw a bunch of shields, and have fun with it. Obviously, for the melee, you want shield throw, and do note it will give you an over shield when you get hit, so make sure you are trying to hit a target with your shield to make sure you get that extra damage reduction. Vortex Grenade is a really great one to combo with it, just because it's going to draw enemies in and make it a lot easier for your shield throw. For your aspects, I recommend Offensive Bulwark. While you have your overshield, your grenade recharges faster. You have increased melee range and damage, and melee final blows extend the duration of your overshield. And you gain additional shield throw with Sentinel Shield. So really solid all around, helping just kind of round out this entire setup. And then Bastion, recently it was allotted an extra fragment slot, and since we're mainly using a kinetic weapon for this, we don't need to really go into Controlled Demolitionist. So we're going to focus on that and just being able to essentially just have a lot of health for ourselves, get a lot of those overshields whenever we activate it, and help out our allies. Fragments, I recommend going to Echo of Harvest. Defeating weakened targets, which is going to be anybody that is killed by our Sentinel Shield, will create an Orb of Power and a Void Breach. Echo of Undermining, your Void Grenade weakens targets. This one you can maybe swap out since your shields are constantly weakening, but I just really like that for bosses and stuff like that, or just like in general groups, in case my shield is like on cooldown in that just like quick second. Echo of Exchange, melee final blows grant grenade energy, so this is going to really help feed into everything we need with our shield throw. And then finally, Echo of Expulsion, void ability final blows cause targets to explode, so that's going to be these shield throws. It's going to be really cool to get those just like long range melee kills that the target will then, you know, detonate. Weapon wise, definitely go into some void stuff. It's just good all around. I don't know, just it doesn't really matter. Just make sure you have the Monte Carlo on. Again, you're gonna see how like half the setups that I've got going on right now are really pushing into Monte Carlo, because it is just an absolutely busted weapon for Titan in general right now. When it comes to the mods you're going to want to use for this setup, definitely for your helmet, go into Kinetic Siphon. You're going to be using that Monte Carlo pretty consistently. Getting kills with it will give you Orbs of Power. And then I definitely say Ash's assets and hands-on are both pretty great. You're going to be, I mean, you could double up on hands-on if you wanted to, since you're throwing so many shields, but you're also having a pretty steady flow of grenades as well. So it's pretty worth it to go into this, in my opinion. On your arms, you're going to want to go into heavy-handed. Getting those powered melee kills are going to give you Orbs of Power. Impact Induction, causing damage with a melee attack, reduces your grenade cooldown, so really solid all around for the flow of this build. And then Melee Kickstart, I chose this one just to make sure that whenever we got those orbs, we got those armor charges, and then whenever we use up a stack of those, it's going to give us some melee regen back, so just really good all around. For our chest piece, this is kind of up to you. I definitely recommend going into double concussive dampener. Just honestly tank yourself out completely. But you can probably swap it out with some other stuff down below. On our legs, I recommend going into 2 absolutions so that whenever we get those orbs of power, it's giving all of our abilities a bit of a cooldown, and then a recoup just to get some health back whenever we pick one up. And then finally, on our Titan Mark, I definitely recommend 2 distributions, just so whenever we use our barricade around enemies, we're gonna get that cooldown. And then also powerful attraction, just so whenever we use it, all the orbs around us are going to be collected. Again, giving us just more energy and more flow. On your artifact, you want to definitely go into the void stuff unto the breach. Defeating a void debuff target creates a void breach, which is going to be anybody that's weakened. And then also protective breach, picking up a void breach gives you an overshield or refreshes your existing one. So it's just really good all around to just keep the tankiness of this setup going. Thanks so much for watching this video. Hope you guys really enjoyed it. Again, let me know down below some other setups you are interested in. We're going to be trying some stuff with Stronghold. Really want to do, a Thunder Crash build coming up here soon. I want to look into some solar and stasis stuff just because I haven't done much with that yet, but be expecting a super juicy strand build here soon. So unless I've already posted it by the time I've recorded this video, regardless, just be checking out all the different stuff we got going on here. But thank you so much. Make sure you're following me on YouTube and Twitter at Birdman778. Give a like, thumbs up, all that stuff on the video, and hope you have a great night, day, whatever it may be.